This video is going to be a tier list of the smells of all the mercenaries. All right, so Cannoneer going to be S tier. Looks like the only one out of all of these that does shower. Has to be Cannoneer top. I'm going to say Hermit probably doesn't smell too bad. Probably not too bad. It looks like it has like a flower for a top, right, or something, right? It doesn't look too bad. It's healing everybody. Can't be that garbage. Well, you gotta think here, Just Bum. We have to look at every one of these units as a whole. You cannot say that too bad is not S tier when you've got things like an ogre. Okay? Just saying. Safety Mole is probably going to be an A tier for me. Safety Mole, going to smell a little dirty because he lives in dirt, right? Mole underground. But he at least is wearing clothes. So I can't imagine it's too much worse than some of the other ones. Maybe B tier. Maybe mid-pack. Maybe mid-pack for Mole. Shaman doesn't look like it smells bad. But that's not... You know, Fiend is going to be somewhere down bottom. I think we're going to add an extra tier, though. We're going to add the Chef tier. Oh, nope. We're going to add the F tier. Okay, hear me out. Shaman A, because it at least looks like it actually showers comparatively to some of these other ones. I think Dino's a D. As much as I love Brood, it's going to smell like shit. Ogre's going to smell like shit. The Fiend has stink lines on it. Yeah, that's a good point. The Fiend does have stink lines on it. Lizard, probably not too bad. Siege Ram. Siege Ram is tough. Probably mid-pack for Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's going to smell like a bunch of weird herbs. Four Eyes is a spider. Four Eyes is a spider. I can't really say much about that. I guess Ram smells like wood. Yeah, maybe like in the mid-pack. Snail's somewhere in the... Snail's somewhere in there. And maybe more like B. Maybe more like B for the tier list on the Siege Ram. Mimic can't smell good, right? It's literally a thing living inside of a chest. I can't imagine that smells great. The reason why I'm putting Lizard in C tier, guys, is because it's literally like a spear chucker. You're going to tell me that something that sits there and throws spears all day, like, is going to smell good? No, it's going to smell sweaty. Why would I put it in a B or an A? It's going to smell like shit. Kraken. Kraken, I think, is going to be more of a D tier. It's going to maybe fishy. You're going to smell a little fishy. Pack leader, maybe somewhere in the C range. Someone said earlier Ghost Knight's ethereal, so it doesn't actually exist. So like basically, I don't know how that would exactly work, but I'm thinking that maybe makes it not smell completely bad. Turtle's just a turtle. A Drake maybe in the B tier, and Centaur looks like maybe a D. I think the thing with Centaur for me is it's gonna be half human, half horse, right? That's the whole point of it. And we based our rating on Steed as horse shit. So again, horse shit for D. It just kind of makes sense. I think that's going to be pretty consistent for just like we did with Steed. I think the issue I have with Mole going anywhere up or down is that it's going to have the fur and it's going to be in the dirt. So it's going to smell like wet, dirty fur at times. Now, that's like, like dogs can smell like crap when they're wet. I can only imagine it's going to be very similar. I mean, I guess you could make the argument, right, that dinos are going to smell like fiends. They're old, right? That's a good call. It's a good call. But I also think, too, it's like, it's hard to really say, is a dino going to smell worse than a centaur? Look at his teeth. If we're going to go off anything, his teeth look like shit. We'll put him with Fiend. Teeth look like shit. That doesn't help. Lizard got one thing going on. He at least looks like he's it's a fresh dino. It's a fresh dino though. We're gonna stick with C. If it's a fresh dino, it's not 3 million years old. He's the bottom tier of C. We'll go with that. I'm still a little skeptical on Spider. I'm still a little skeptical on Spider. I don't know if I want Spider in C tier. The issue is I don't know really what a spider smells like, right? Like how many times do you pick up a spider and go, yummy? You know, like you don't do that very often. They do smell like dead bug guts, though, potentially. Yeah, they do drink the inside of units, right? This one does shoot lasers out of its eyes. This is a tough one. I wish we had the waves here as well. Because if we had the waves here as well, I think this would be a lot better. I think the Drake, though, yeah, I mean, it's kind of the similar premise of Firelord, where it's literally fire, right? It shoots fire, it's fire, so it's like, eh. We did go with birds were shitty smelling, though, so maybe it goes down to D tier. Because it's a Drake, it's still a flying unit, right? We said birds smelled like crap last time. I think this one's a little bit easier to say, like, I think these are probably the easy S tiers. I think you could maybe move Shaman down. Imp isn't on this one, but I think I'd put Imps down near, like, D or F. It kind of depends. Are you saying the Shaman's like a witch doctor who's dead? Then, yeah, maybe down here farther. If you're saying it's just a person that doesn't look like they smell too bad, then probably B. Like, you got to gauge this list. Almost everything on this list, I think, smells like junk. That's the hard part. It looks like a corpse. Yeah, true. You have to really think about this one, Mr. Buzz. You got to really think about what a unit's going to smell like. And that's the hardest part. I would even argue that maybe you could move Seadram up to A tier because it just smells like metal and wood. I think there's something to be said there. I mean, there's also something that can be said that you say, okay, well, lizard's also flying. Not lizard. Dragon turtle's also flying. So Dragon Turtle's a shitty unit, which D tier then. Because we've determined flying units smell bad. You know, it's tough. It's going to be tough. And we're going with the idea, Never Lucky, that these units are fresh on the battlefield. That's the hard part. We're going fresh on the battlefield because otherwise it's really tough to say. Looks like a seed. It looks clean, right? Like we're looking like, okay, can't be too bad. I'd say A or S. Somewhere in this SAB range, the SAB range for a lot of these units. It's you can up to a recommendation. The only thing we can really say for sure is Cannoneer probably smells the best, right? As my KK says, Cannoneer probably sells bathwater in her spare time, right? So she probably is the only one here we can say smells good. I would almost even say we could make the argument that S tier is solely reserved for Cannoneer and the rest of these units can kind of sit anywhere below. I think that's a solid argument to be made. I think this is the solid argument to be made. Otherwise, it's really tough to say. Ooh, that's a good thing. Can someone message the devs to figure out what type of wood Seadram is? If it's cedar or something, definitely S tier, because cedar smells amazing. But, if it's some, like, rotted out boards that you just found on the side of the road and slapped a giant hammer device on top of it, probably not going to smell good. Freshly cut like cedar though, or pine or something, gonna smell good. I think this is a great little little option. I think this works. I think this one is a little harder though because everything probably smells bad in some way, shape, or form aside from Cannoneer. I think this works. If you like more of this crap content, make sure you like, subscribe, comment in the videos. Peace.